Liar! Liar!
Forget cable, switch to Frontier. The Fios Triple Play brings dedicated 100% fiber optics to your home. Fios TV, 15x5 internet and digital phone for $119.99 per month with 2-year price protection plan on qualifying service. FrontierPacificNW.com.
You think John Schneider's a liar?
No.
GMs, though, at this time of the year do nothing but lie to the media because they don't want to tip their hand in any way, shape, or form.
But he wouldn't lie to us.
Well, even though I'm sure that he would lie to us, I don't think he's lying in the case of what we're talking about is his appearance on 710 ESPN yesterday, where, among other things, John Schneider said there was no player in this draft that he would mortgage the farm for, basically saying that they're not looking at moving up for anyone, because that's what it implies. You'd move up to the number 1 pick if you could, or the number 2 pick. It's really the number 2 pick is what it is.
RG3.
And we already know that that's 2, 3, 4 draft picks, a.k.a. mortgaging the future. And he said no today, except I find myself believing him.
I don't believe him as well. I don't think they'd move up that far. I think he does place a high value on picks, and I think they're content with where they're at, and maybe even moving down and still getting whoever it is they may want. And a lot of that will depend on if they go after a free agent quarterback or if they go after Mario Williams. So it's still fluid right now. But I just don't. I never really believed that they were in the market for RG3. I mean, obviously they'd be interested, but when we saw some of the potential price tags that were thrown out there, I just felt like, all right, if there was any hope, that probably dashes them. But he articulated it. He was asked, hey, is there any player that you would mortgage the farm for? And he said no, flat out no. Now, again, maybe he's lying, but I like you, I believe him. I don't think they would.
It's funny, he was also asked about tilting the field and if any player tilted too much, and he said no as well, which would seemingly leave the door open for any free agent out there, including Mr. Manning. But what you're talking about now then is if you're going to make a big splash at quarterback this year, and not saying that we both believe they're going to add 2 quarterbacks, and it's very conceivable they draft 2. Remember, the year the Packers drafted Flynn, they had already drafted Brian Braun before that, right? In the second. So they drafted 2 quarterbacks in one draft before him. But if you were going to get an impact guy, that means it's one of 2 guys. That's either a healthy Peyton Manning, if he ever becomes healthy, or you're postulating that Matt Flynn, right? There's no one else.
As far as free agents, no. I think their perfect scenario would be to get Manning or Flynn and then draft Tannehill or Wilson or Cousins,
whoever it is they like.
Yeah, one of these guys that could be a project that they don't mind having on the bench for a while this guy plays. Especially Manning, you're looking at maybe a 3 or 4 years at most if he's healthy. And I have no doubt in my mind they'd be interested in Peyton, by the way, if he is healthy.
If he's healthy, you'd be crazy not to be.
Absolutely interested. So to me, I think that would be their perfect scenarios, to get one of those 2. And then also draft a young guy and say, all right, let's see what we got here. Maybe if you've got Flynn and Flynn's your guy for the next 10 years, all right, then this guy turns into something on the bench. He's a trade piece for you.
So even though they almost always lie, liars, we don't think John Schneider's lying this time.
I believe you, John.
Thanks for telling the truth.